I'm going to be talking to Holly Arntzen, who is an artist in Northern BC and part of the artist response team. And she virtually produced a couple of concerts with the BC elementary kids, Sing Out for the Earth. And so we're going to talk to her about that. Welcome to the interview, Holly.
Well, thanks very much, Markham. It's great to be here.
Well, look, why don't you tell us about this project? It sounds like a pandemic, it was brought about by the pandemic, and working virtually is kind of cool.
Well, it was brought about for the last 20 years. My partner, Kevin Wright, and I have been producing Voices of Nature school programs, music programs. We write original eco-rock songs about climate change, watersheds, salmon, and sing them with giant choirs of children for their families. And it's been an ongoing thing because the kids really embrace the songs. The families get to hear the messages and enjoy their children. And we've been very fortunate to have sponsorship from organizations like BC Used Oil Management and Tire Stewardship BC, because we are reaching children and their families. So of course, last March, everything got shut down. We could no longer go in and do the rehearsals and produce the live concerts. And our wonderful sponsors stuck with us. And we started producing teaching videos online. And we thought, can we take our music and create something for teachers and parents dealing with the chaos of distance learning and all of that? So that's what we did. And we offered that out and to the schools that we already had engaged. And so these first two that you're watching, they're the first ones we've produced. And how it worked was the children and the teachers would watch the videos, learn the songs. They worked really hard over a couple of months. And we would join in, we'd have Zoom calls with the kids and talk to them about the songs and the background and make a connection that way and listen to them sing. And then their teachers filmed the children singing their songs, and they sent us the footage. And then we, mainly Kevin, edited it into these virtual concerts, and that's how it came to be.
Well, I've seen the videos, and they're cute as a bug. I gotta say, they're pretty cool. So can you tell us about the songs that the kids are singing? Oh, and by the way, I should mention for Energy Media readers, I'll put links to the videos in the YouTube description so that everybody can have a chance to watch them as well. But what can you tell us about the songs?
Well, one of the songs that they sing is called the Watershed Song, and it talks about in the water, in the watershed, the rain comes down into the river, into the sea, and we hope from our elders a healthy world for us to keep. So it's really a song about where every single one of us lives in a watershed, and we make the connection to climate change and how climate is changing watersheds, and to Pacific salmon, wild Pacific salmon in the Fraser River, and just the fact that things we can do right where we live can really make a big difference to the world.
Well, we should talk about where these kids are from. One of them is from, there were two schools.
Yeah.
And the AJ Elliot Elementary in Sointula on Markham Island, which is interesting because it's a little island off the east coast of the Vancouver Island where I live. And then the Haisla Community School in Haisla, BC. And so mixed of there's Indigenous kids and very diverse classrooms, and they just seem to be having a lot of fun.
Both those communities are so beautiful, and like Sointula is this little fishing village on Markham Island, and they did an outstanding job, got out in the woods and sang their songs and talked about them. And then the children up in Haisla Village, in Kitimat Village, which is the First Nations community, they did an outstanding job. So they're both in very remote places and really very connected to the places they live.
Well, what have you got coming up in the future, Holly? Are you planning now? I mean, we're supposedly reopening now, and presumably in the fall you'll be able to go back into classrooms. But are you going to continue with the the virtual concerts with the kids?
Yeah, that was one of the blessings in disguise, Markham. We realized, hey, these videos are great because they're going to allow teachers anywhere to bring the music into the classroom for ecological education, have some fun, because music is so fun, and create something that represents their school, and that may be a school that we'll never be able to get to, but we can encourage that process. So we're definitely going to expand it out. And not only that, for our programs coming up next year that will be live, the videos are going to be really useful because they're so easy to practice with. They've got the lyrics displayed, the actions and everything. Yeah, so we see more of that happening. It's been a really great learning curve, actually.
Well, excellent. Good luck to you, and good luck to the kids.
Thanks very much, Markham. And I just want to mention briefly, you know, the work you're doing on energy. The work we're doing with children and in schools is part of this transformational thrust going on in society right now. I mean, we're all being challenged to become more sustainable and to change how we live, you know, and be aware of the simple idea that, you know, reducing waste is one little action every single one of us can take in our lives every day to make that difference. So that's what our Sing Out for the Earth program is connected to. And children are just a marvelous way to lead that transformational change.
Well, I don't know how to end this interview better.
Thanks so much for your interest.